The headline: Traders count losses as FCTA demolishes temporary structures in Area 1 shopping complex. Tribunal affirms Lawal Dare's election as Zamfara State Governor. Police neutralize 3 IPOB ESN hoodlums, recover firearms cutlasses in Enugu. From the international scene, bodies of 5 Greek military personnel killed in Libya flooding rescue efforts are flown home. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thank you for joining us, and now the details. The Federal Capital Territory FCT administration has demolished some attachments in the Area 1 shopping complex. According to the Wiki-led administration, the exercise is on one hand to give way for more contemporary structures befitting the status of the nation's capital to be built, and on the other hand to address issues of security as frequent cases of attacks have been recorded in some parts of the area. Noel Samson, who was at the scene of the demolition, spoke with some of those affected and other Nigerians and brings us their reactions. Take a look.
Those who the demolition affected include kilishi sellers, watch repairers, clothes sellers, and other SMEs. They registered their displeasure over the demolition, with some claiming they were not notified, while some admitted getting an evacuation notice. They came on Saturday, and as the director came, they gave us their maximum cooperation. But you know, there are many properties of so many people. Some gave full compliance, while others didn't. According to them, they will give everyone his space back. Life is hard. The little we get here, we send it down home. This is what makes them happy, because compared to the struggles our people back home are facing, ours is better. Now they have done this, how are we and our family back home going to survive?
I actually patched with somebody. Yes, the shop has been demolished. As it is now, I think the person in question has a lot of people who is actually taking care of, like who they feel he is the breadwinner of the family. So I don't think this is the right time.
They say they are here to make arrangements. We were asked to gather our things and keep them in the middle of the market. They also said they will come and arrange it for us. We are asked to create space, of which we did. And today, we woke up to this development. We cannot say how much we have lost. The only thing is we pray that God repairs of what we've lost. Some officials of the Kilishi Traders Union and officials of the market who spoke under anonymity said they are in support of the demolition as modern buildings will be built. Noel Samson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
2 persons are receiving critical medical care at a private hospital after a school-turned-residential building in Ketu area of Lagos partially collapsed on Sunday. The building, housing over 500 rooms with hundreds of residents, known as Agboye Estate on Oduntan Street, Ketu, first caved in on Saturday afternoon following hours of rainfall that greeted most parts of Lagos. In the meantime, the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency in the state, in a statement, said that the building's residents were asked to vacate the building under the supervision of the combined team of LASMA Rapid Response Squad, Lagos State Building Control Agency, and Lagos Neighborhood Safety Corps to avert further any secondary incident. Permanent Secretary of the agency, Olufemi Oke Osanyintolu, said the building would be pulled down as it had failed the structural integrity test, as confirmed by a LASBACA official at the scene. Some of the victims speak on the incident.
The house in question is my husband's property, and for a very long time, he had given it to the developer before he passed on. After 10 years of giving the developer, he has actually done nothing. There is nothing there and the house is just empty. I'm crying out to Nigerians to come to my aid. Please, I beg you in the name of God, please leave it in touch.
I says at Agui Housing Estates. I've been here for the past 9 years now. So just Saturday morning, it was raining. So the one on the decking, the balcony, one fell down, then hit the other one. Then suddenly we saw something collapse from the back where we have the borehole. Before we know, things start going down. No death to my own observation.
In Zamfara State, the governor, Dauda Lawal, has described the affirmation of his election victory as a confirmation of the will of the people of Zamfara State. Lawal emerged victorious in the March 18, 2023 governorship election by defeating the then incumbent governor, Muhammad Matawalli. The governor's spokesperson, Suleiman Bala Idris, in a statement on Monday in Gusau, stressed that the tribunal's verdict represents an overwhelming decision of the people. The statement said the judgment was not surprising, but rather an affirmation of the collective decision made by the people of Zamfara State. Governor Dauda Lawal emerged victorious in the governorship election with a margin of 65,750 votes. He said the judgment will encourage Governor Lawal to continue with his resolve to fulfill his mandate and work towards ensuring that the people of Zamfara State experience the benefits of good governance. Still in politics, Governor Godwin Obaseki of Edo State and his deputy Philip Shaibu on Monday resumed hostilities with the governor, allegedly locking him out of his office. Multiple sources within the government house confirmed that the deputy governor attempted to force his way into the personal office of the governor along with his security aides. The deputy governor was said to have arrived at the office of the governor on Dennis Osadebe Avenue early Monday and tried to confront the governor. He was, however, told that the governor was not yet in the office, but he insisted on gaining access to the governor's personal office.
I am I come office now, and the gate is locked. I am padlocking the gate thing, then padlock the gate. I'm padlocking the gate thing, the chain and key. Both the outer gate and the inner one, they padlock and chain it. The governor said they should lock it, that they are using the office for something else. I have not moved to anywhere. Nobody has given me letter to move to anywhere. Nobody has given me letter. So if governor say I have moved, I have not moved. I have not moved. The governor did not give me letter. Nobody has given me letter to move. So how will I move out of my office? I'm here now, the gate is locked and padlocked. So maybe, I don't know. So I call the governor, is not picking. So you call the governor that I didn't move because I didn't get any letter to move. Only the civil servant got letter to move. I'm told that the civil servant were given letter from the office of HOS to move out of this place. But me, I didn't get any letter to move. So I'm here. They should come and open the gate, please. And call the governor that I'm at the gate. They should please come and open the gate.
The Minister of Labour and Employment, Simon Lalong, says past industrial actions by Labour Union has had adverse effects on the country's economy. The minister stated this in his remarks as a scheduled meeting with the leaders of the Nigerian Labour Congress, the NLC, in efforts to stop them from embarking on another industrial action commenced in Abuja on Monday. Lalong, who promised to partner Labour to address their demands in a just and balanced way, also appealed to the Labour leaders to be realistic and frank in the discussions and expressed optimism that the meeting will lead to a resolution that will be of national interest. The president of the NLC, Joe Ajaero, said his team is in the meeting with mixed feelings, as many similar meetings in the past never yielded any positive response. He also noted that the past strikes that the minister referred to were as a result of the frustration Nigerian workers face due to the effort of the hardship occasioned by the removal of subsidy. Ajaero, who vehemently condemned the invasion of the office of the Nigerian Union of Road Transport Workers, with some of its leaders arrested and detained, said that action alone is enough for the NLC to proceed with their planned strike. On security matters, police in Enugu State has neutralized 3 indigenous people of Biafra Eastern Security Network, the IPOB, and the ESN hoodlums in their hideouts within Ezioha Mgoa in Agu local government area in Enugu State. Police operatives also recovered 3 pump-action guns, 10 machetes, and other incriminating exhibits. The command spokesperson, DSP Daniel Ndukwe, in a statement, said the criminals were busted on Monday. Meanwhile, the Commissioner of Police, Kanayo Ozuebu, while commending the joint team, reassured the security and safety of citizens and urged them to go about their lawful businesses in the state. The Commissioner reiterated the avowed commitment of the police and other security forces to sustain the onslaught against unrepentant violent criminals operating under any guise. Now, over the years, life in Borno State has been difficult for many survivors of Boko Haram insurgency, which has ravaged most parts of the state, destabilizing the state of affairs. Residents of Maiduguri, the state capital, are now experiencing a gradual transition to a new normal characterized by peace, safety, and security of life and property. Adamu Ngode filed in this report as presented from our studio.
Muhammad Adamu was once a successful farmer and trader, but has been living life like this for the past a decade. This makeshift structure is where he's trying to raise his family after Boko Haram violence turned his life upside down. He says his chain of businesses, houses and farms all perished in a single attack in 2009. I am from Abadam local government area in northern Borno. Before this insecurity, we lived peacefully without any worries. But since the problem started in year 2014, it displaced all our assets. Borno State and local government are trying to support us with food and non-food items. We really appreciate. The conflict in northeastern Nigeria has displaced more than 2.5 million people, forcing them into camps. The government shut down these camps last year as reconstruction gathered momentum. This is the former school and home of Mohammed Yusuf, the founder of Boko Haram. Nigerian security forces demolished the structure shortly after the rebellion was contained in 2009, but the movement got even bigger and continued to kill people and destroy property in northern Nigeria. As restoration hits length and breadth of the state, hundreds of schools destroyed by armed groups are being rebuilt, with more students enrolled.
I want to assure you that the government of Borno State will very soon be established very functional cyber security for all.
Borno State Governor, in terms of infrastructure, thousands of kilometers of roads that were destroyed during fighting between security forces and Boko Haram are being fixed, while biggest traders load up goods to neighboring Cameroon, Chad, and Niger Republic. With improved security, farmers who couldn't access their farmlands have returned to their farms after decades of destructions. Even hospitals that were not spared by armed groups are back, offering services to the sick. However, with Boko Haram still posing significant security threat, many are worried that the restoration efforts could still go wrong.
You're watching News Update on Trust TV. Coming up, VVF patients to get treatment rehabilitation quarterly. This and more after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is News Update on Trust TV. Here's a recap of our top stories. Traders count losses as FCTA demolishes temporary structures in Area 1 shopping complex. And tribunal affirms Lawal Dare's election as Zamfara State Governor. Moving on to education news, Nigeria is still grappling with an unprecedented number of out-of-school children in the face of poor learning environment. The states across the country are striving to address these challenges through reforms and moves to strengthen education policies for better service delivery. Hamid Oyegbade's report is presented from our studio.
According to Multiple Indicator Cluster Survey, year 2021, 3 out of 4 children in Nigeria cannot read with meaning or solve simple mathematics problems. The issue of gender inequality in terms of enrollment also remains a major challenge at secondary school level, as only 1 in 4 girls from poor rural families in the country complete their basic education. To tackle these challenges in Edo State, the state government, through its accelerator program, came up with concept known as Edo Best. But how effective is this intervention?
One of the basic things before you even say is a child learning is the presence of a teacher, the presence of teaching materials, whether digital or physical books, and also the support of a system, that the presence of a system or a framework that supports their learning.
I'm always happy when the teacher uses tab to teach us. They always break it down to our understanding and knowledge. And whenever I get an answer correctly, they always give me a cheers, like love cheers, fantastic, like Parapanda.
This system that is used to teach us, I'm really gaining a lot. Since when I started using this system, my grades have really improved and I'm so happy about it.
The PTC, Parents Teachers Conference, that's another way we call the parents together. They look at their students, they see the teachers teaching, they look at the students, and the system we call broadsheets, where the results are being put before we put into the system, where they are. So we let them know where the child is weak.
While the state government intervention is said to be making impact in reviving the early education sector, UNTA, United Nations Children Fund, is worried over the sustainability of the policy.
What we want government to continue to do is some of these proven approaches that we're seeing, right? They need to be able to scale it up, right? Ensure that funds, financing, government financing is channeled towards ensuring that some of these approaches are scaled up to all the learners in the state.
Experts say addressing the twin challenges of out-of-school children and learning poverty, which is critical to securing the future, requires all hands on deck as education development remains capital intensive.
As schools reopen for a new academic session, the financial responsibilities of parents and guardians to cater for the needs of their wards has become a major challenge as cost of books and other school items have appreciated significantly. Jimmy Azande visited the popular modern market in Makurdi, the Benue State capital. The report.
Prices of common commodities like confectionaries, including biscuits and juice, have multiplied. That's according to the residents. The need for these items has raised confusion and lamentations for parents and guardians, with some of them saying this was not the situation in their last encounter with the traders.
The situation is pathetic because you see a budget that has been planned at home. What we are seeing in the market is far from what we have budgeted at home. So the situation is really pathetic.
Because a lot of things, in fact, the price is too high. Because as our children are resuming back to school, I went to the market today, I discovered that everything increased. Even books, but everything increased. So, and this is another challenge that many parents they are facing, because some of them they do not even prepare on time.
With these realities, some have adjusted their budgets in order to enable them get what they can.
I plan to buy biscuits, which I usually buy for 2,500, and it's about 3,100 thereabouts. So the increase is high. I usually plan to buy like 3 cartons, but I ended up buying just 2 with a squeezed plan.
Subsidy where they remove, where they not plan them. As they remove them, it affect everything for market. Transportation, before I go modern market, from here to modern market, 300 naira. But now they go there 500. So if I come back, I told my expenses, things will go up small. I think because I'm done.
Hike in the fuel price is affecting everybody. But speaking for myself, I am into buying and selling, so it is affecting the cost of goods in terms of way bill and transportation. So there is hike in fuel price, which is affecting the cost of bringing down these goods from where we buy them down to this region.
The palliative pronounced by the government may not be enough if prices of goods and services are not controlled. In any case, the parents will have to adjust to the current situation and wait until such a time when things get better. Jimmy Azande, Trust TV News, Makurdi.
The Katsina State Obstetric Center, Babbaruga, is set to treat, rehabilitate, and support 50 patients suffering from vesicovaginal fistula, the VVF, in addition to reintegrating them into communities. The 50 beneficiaries will also be trained in skills acquisition like tailoring, shoe and bag making, weaving, and other traders, including a start-up pack to enable them start a business. Abdullahi Amadi tells us more.
The Babbaruga Obstetrics, Fistula and Care Center receives over 400 referral cases for treatment from across Nigeria, Chad, Cameroon, and Niger Republic on a regular basis. Though the center could not rehabilitate the large number of patients that are coming here for treatment, only 50 are to be considered quarterly, according to the officials.
It is against this background that the Center approached the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs, who facilitated the release of special grants by the Federal Ministry of Finance for the rehabilitation activities. And consequently, 50 number repaired fistula clients are to be rehabilitated quarterly in the year 2023.
This vulnerable group are often stigmatized by their communities and divorced by their husbands due to uncontrollable passage of urine, largely attributed to prolonged and obstructed labor. To discourage this menace, experts suggest an immediate stop to child marriage, rape, and other harmful practices bedeviling the society. The victims who are confronted with these health challenges are hindered from participating in social and economic activities to advance the cause of their communities.
The subjection of women and girls to harmful traditional practices like deprivation of access to timely and adequate antenatal delivery and postnatal care is legendary in our communities.
It is against this backdrop, wife of Katsina State Governor donated wrappers and monies to the VVF survivors for them to start a business in their communities.
I humbly appreciate what is going on here, and it is for that reason I want to call on these women who were treated, rehabilitated and trained that they should be very careful as they prepare to reunite with their husbands and other family members. Please hold the business you learned here with all seriousness to remain self-reliant.
The government is also providing transport to the survivors who have gone through repairs back to their communities free of charge. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
From the international scene, 5 members of a Greek humanitarian aid team sent to Libya after the devastating floods that hit Derna have been killed in a road accident, the Greek army said on Monday, raising a previous toll. 5 bodies, including 3 officials of the Greek army and 2 translators from the Greek Foreign Ministry who were part of the aid team, will be repatriated to Athens on Monday, the Greek chiefs of staff said in a statement. Libyan authorities had on Sunday said that 4 people had died in an accident that occurred when the Greek team was en route from Benghazi to Derna, 300 kilometers to the east. The Libyan Health Minister, Uthman Abdel-Jalil, said the accident took place when a vehicle carrying 19 members of the Greek team collided with a car carrying a Libyan family. 3 people in the family car died and 2 were seriously injured, he said. Out of the 14 other members of the Greek vehicle who were injured, all but 1 has been repatriated to Greece for treatment. 1 person was hospitalized in Libya because their injuries did not allow a transfer back to Greece, the army said. And with that, we wrap up news update on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. You can join our YouTube Live for more news programs and documentaries. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thanks for watching.